Canada wins Hopman Cup. Auger-Aliassime and Andreescu mixed doubles triumph. Tennis highlights. Tennis history in the making, Canada wins first ever Hopman Cup title. As the week comes to a close, the tennis world is abuzz with excitement. 6 tournaments have reached their climax, and the last 2 players standing are battling it out for the top prize. But here's where it gets interesting. Canada and Italy are going head-to-head in the Hopman Cup final, with the Canadians ultimately emerging victorious. The thrilling final, Canada vs Italy in a nail-biting match, Felix Auger-Aliassime and Bianca Andreescu took on Flavio Cobolli and Lucia Bronzetti in the mixed doubles final. With the score level at 1-1, the Canadian duo pulled off a stunning 6-3, 6-3 victory, securing their country's first ever Hopman Cup title. This historic win etches their names in the annals of tennis history, and Canada continues its impressive record in team tournaments. The road to victory, a recap of the day's action. But how did we get here? Let's take a look at the day's events. Bianca Andreescu gave Canada the lead in the Hopman Cup final, beating Lucia Bronzetti 6-2, 6-3. Felix Auger-Aliassime then faced off against Flavio Cobolli, knowing that a win would seal the title for his nation. In a thrilling match, Cobolli drew Italy level, beating Auger-Aliassime 6-7, 8, 7-5, 10-8. The stage was set for a nail-biting mixed doubles final, which Canada ultimately won. Other tournament winners, a roundup. But the Hopman Cup wasn't the only tournament that reached its climax today. Irina Begu won the Yash title on home turf, beating Jill Teichmann 6-0, 7-5. This marks her 5th WTA singles title and her first since 2022. Luciano Dartari emerged victorious in Batad, beating Jesper de Jong 6-4, 3-6, 6-3. Lois Boisson continued her remarkable season, claiming her first WTA title in Hamburg with a 7-5, 6-3 win over Anna Bonder. Alexander Bublik won the Swiss Open, beating Juan Manuel Cerundolo 6-4, 4-6, 6-3. And Denis Shapovalov kicked off the day with a 6-4, 6-2 win over Alexander Kovacevic in the Los Cabos Open. The big question, can Canada's Hopman Cup win spark a tennis revolution? As Canada celebrates its historic Hopman Cup victory, we can't help but wonder, will this win inspire a new generation of Canadian tennis players? Canada's historic Hopman Cup win, Auger-Aliassime and Andreescu shine. What a historic day for Canadian tennis. Against all odds, Canada secured its first ever Hopman Cup victory in a dramatic final showdown with Italy. This caps off an action-packed day that saw champions crowned across 6 tournaments worldwide, from Batad to Los Cabos, but nothing could eclipse Canada's team triumph. And here's the part that might surprise you, this underdog victory might just spark debate about the current relevance of team tennis in the modern era. More on that later. The day began with Denis Shapovalov setting the tone by dominating the Los Cabos Open final. He didn't drop a single set all tournament, defeating Alexander Kovacevic 6-4, 6-2. This marked Shapovalov's second ATP title this year, a significant resurgence for the talented Canadian whose career has had its share of ups and downs. Over in Gstaad, Alexander Bublik continued his sensational season by capturing the Swiss Open title. In a thrilling 3-set battle, 6-4, 4-6, 6-3, the unpredictable showman outlasted Juan Manuel Cerundolo. This victory comes just weeks after his Halle triumph. Could this be Bublik's career-defining season? Meanwhile, in Hamburg, unseeded sensation Lois Boisson completed her fairy tale run by claiming her first ever WTA title against Anna Bonder, 7-5, 6-3. Consider this, just 2 months ago, Boisson was ranked outside the top 300. Her meteoric rise into the top 50 represents one of tennis' most incredible turnarounds this season. The clay courts of Batad witnessed Luciano Dartari grind out a hard-fought victory, 6-4, 3-6, 6-3, against Jesper de Jong in a match lasting over 2 hours. Simultaneously in Yash, hometown hero Irina Begu delighted Romanian fans with a commanding 6-0, 7-5 win against Jill Teichmann, securing her first title since 2022. But the real drama unfolded at the Hopman Cup final. Canada's Bianca Andreescu put her nation ahead early with a decisive 6-2, 6-3 singles victory over Lucia Bronzetti. Italy fought back when Flavio Cobolli edged out Felix Auger-Aliassime in an absolute nail-biter, 6-7, 7-5, 10-8, arguably the match of the day with its dramatic momentum swings. This set the stage for a winner-takes-all mixed doubles showdown. Andreescu and Auger-Aliassime held their nerve, delivering a clinical 6-3, 6-3 performance against Cobolli and Bronzetti to secure Canada's historic victory. While some argue the Hopman Cup has lost its former prestige, this triumph undoubtedly cements Canada's recent dominance in team competitions. Now here's the controversial question: in an era dominated by individual stardom, do team competitions like the Hopman Cup still capture tennis fans' imagination? Does this Canadian victory signal renewed importance for national team events? Share your thoughts below. Canada beats Italy to win their first Hopman Cup final, a historic victory. Canada triumphs over Italy to claim their first Hopman Cup. In a historic moment for Canadian tennis, the nation clinched its inaugural Hopman Cup title as the dynamic duo of Bianca Andreescu and Felix Auger-Aliassime triumphed over Italy's Lucia Bronzetti and Flavio Cobolli in the final held in Bari on Sunday. The competition was fierce, with both teams making their debut in the finals. The outcome hinged on the doubles match after Andreescu and Cobolli each secured victories in their respective singles matches. Ultimately, the Canadian pair showcased their skills, winning the doubles match decisively with a score of 6-3, 6-3. Andreescu, currently ranked 185th in the world, faced off against Bronzetti, who holds a higher ranking at 64. Despite the ranking disparity, Andreescu, a former world number 4 and the 2019 US Open champion, demonstrated her exceptional talent, defeating Bronzetti in straight sets with scores of 6-2, 6-3. This match marked their first encounter, and Andreescu's experience proved to be a significant advantage. With Andreescu's victory, the pressure shifted to Cobolli, who needed to secure a win against Auger-Aliassime to keep Italy's hopes alive for the title. The two had previously faced each other twice in 2024, with each player winning one match. Their rankings were closely matched, with Cobolli at 19 and Auger-Aliassime at 28, making the matchup highly competitive. In a thrilling first set, Auger-Aliassime narrowly edged out Cobolli, winning the tiebreaker 9-7. However, Cobolli fought back in the second set, breaking Auger-Aliassime's serve to take it 7-5, which led to a decisive third-set tiebreaker. In a nail-biting finish, Cobolli managed to secure the tiebreaker 10-8, showcasing the intensity of the match. But here's where it gets controversial: did the pressure of the final weigh more heavily on the Italian players, or was it simply the superior skill of the Canadians that led to their victory? This match not only highlights the rising talent in Canadian tennis but also raises questions about the future of Italian tennis on the world stage. What do you think? Was it a matter of skill, or did nerves play a role in the outcome? Share your thoughts in the comments.